Waking up with a stiff body and feeling pain just getting out of bed is something most people accept as a normal part of aging. But what if everything you have been told about getting older and losing your movement is actually wrong? Most people believe that once you hit 40, your joints simply start to decay, and there is nothing you can do about it. The truth is that your body is not breaking down because of your age, but because it has forgotten how to move. After analyzing the movement patterns that lead to chronic stiffness, we have identified a solution that can reverse this process. By using these 6 specific movements, you can correct 90% of your mobility problems and restore the freedom of a younger body in just 15 minutes a day. We are going to show you exactly how to unlock your joints, but first, you need to understand why your current routine is making you stiffer. Lack of mobility is a silent problem that steals your independence and makes simple tasks like tying your shoes or getting out of a car feel like a chore. It is not natural aging, but a physical restriction that can be completely reversed with the right approach to functional fitness. The first movement you need is the 90-90 hip rotation. This is one of the most powerful exercises to restore hip mobility because it targets the internal and external rotation that dies when we spend too long sitting in chairs. When your hips freeze, your lower back and knees have to do extra work, which creates chronic pain and injury. The hip is designed to have a wide range of motion, but years of sitting literally lock the joint in place. To do this, sit on the floor with your legs bent, so one leg is in front and the other is behind, with both forming 90-degree angles. Your front knee should point to the opposite side of your back leg. Use your hip muscles to rotate your legs at the same time and switch which leg is in front. The movement must be controlled by your hips and not by pushing off the floor with your hands. If you cannot sit upright without using your hands for support, it shows exactly how much restriction you have built up. Do 2 sets of 8 transitions, moving slowly from one side to the other. But make sure you are not forcing a range of motion that you do not have yet, because that can hurt your knees. Next, we have the hip airplane, which is a movement that combines mobility with balance and stability. This exercise is a game changer for anyone doing a home workout because it activates the deep muscles in your glutes that rarely get used. Most people only move their hips forward and backward, but we need to move them in a rotational way to stay healthy. Stand on one leg and lean your chest forward while extending your other leg back like an airplane. Keep your arms out to the sides to help you stay balanced. Rotate your hips so your chest turns toward the ceiling and then back toward the floor while keeping your back leg still. Imagine you are showing your chest to the ceiling and then pointing it back down to the ground. Start with 5 to 8 repetitions on each side. But the real trick to making this work is keeping a straight line from your head to your heel instead of just moving your shoulders. If you have back pain, this will teach your body to move from the hip instead of putting pressure on your spine. It is also a great way to improve your balance, which can get worse as we get older if we do not practice. The third movement is the quadriceps stretch with the knee on the floor. This is essential for releasing the hip flexors, which get incredibly tight and pull your pelvis into a painful arch. When you sit all day, these muscles shorten and stay that way even when you stand up. Position yourself in a lunge with your back knee on the floor and the top of your foot resting against a wall or a sofa. Your front knee should stay bent at a 90-degree angle right over your ankle. Tuck your tailbone and squeeze your glute on the back leg while pushing your hip forward. You should feel an intense stretch in the front of your hip and your thigh. Hold this for 30 to 60 seconds on each side while breathing deeply. This is one of the best strength exercises for your posture because it allows your spine to sit in a neutral position. But do not lean your chest forward or arch your back because that takes the stretch away from where you need it. If the floor is too hard for your knee, you can use a cushion or a folded mat for extra comfort. We will show you the real secret to spinal health in a minute, but first, I want to hear from you. Please leave a comment below and let us know what part of your body feels the stiffest when you wake up in the morning. Now we move to the upper body with the book opening for the thoracic spine. Our modern lives have us hunched over screens, which freezes the middle of our back and leads to neck pain. The thoracic spine is the area between your neck and your lower back, and it is meant to rotate. But when this area gets stiff, your body forces your neck and lower back to move in ways they were not built for. This leads to things like herniated discs and constant soreness. Lie on your side with your knees bent and stacked on top of each other with your arms extended in front of you. Keep your knees on the floor and rotate your top arm in a large circle, trying to touch the floor behind you. Your eyes should follow your hand as you do 8 to 10 slow repetitions on each side. This helps open up your chest and makes it easier to do things like looking behind you while you are driving. But do not let your knees lift off the floor, or you will lose the benefit of the rotation in your spine. As you practice this every day, you will find that your hand gets closer and closer to the floor. Next is the cat-cow, which is the most fundamental spinal mobility exercise for a daily routine. This movement lubricates the discs in your spine and teaches your body to move each bone individually. When we stay in one position for too long, the joints in our back become stiff and dry. This exercise acts like oil for your joints by moving them through their full range. Get on all fours with your hands under your shoulders and your knees under your hips. Inhale as you arch your back and look up. Then exhale as you round your back and push your spine toward the ceiling. Tuck your tailbone and let your head fall naturally between your arms during the cat phase. Do 10 to 15 repetitions and try to feel the movement like a wave traveling through your whole body. But make sure you are moving slowly and not just swinging your neck up and down. The goal is to feel every single vertebrae moving as you go through the stretch. The sixth exercise is the deep squat with an arm reach. This is a full body workout in a single move because it combines hip mobility and ankle flexibility with spine rotation. It is a movement that people used to do every day for resting or working, but we have lost it because of chairs. Squat down as deep as you can while keeping your heels flat on the floor and your knees pointing out. If you can get into a deep squat comfortably, you are ahead of 90% of the population. Place one hand on the floor for balance and reach the other arm toward the ceiling as you rotate your chest. Follow your hand with your eyes and breathe into the stretch. Do 5 slow reaches on each side while staying in that deep squat. But if you cannot keep your heels down yet, you can place a folded towel under them until your mobility improves. This restores the natural movement patterns our ancestors used every day, and it is vital for long-term joint health. This move will help you with everything from picking up groceries to playing with your grandkids on the floor. As a bonus, we have to talk about ankle rocks because stiff ankles ruin your balance and your posture. Most people ignore their ankles, but they are the foundation for every movement you do while standing. When your ankles are stiff, your knees and hips have to compensate, which leads to pain in those joints. Stand facing a wall and step one leg forward while keeping both feet pointing straight ahead. Keep your front heel on the floor and push your knee toward the wall as far as you can. The goal is to touch the wall with your knee without your heel lifting up. Do 10 to 15 rocks on each side to improve your range of motion. But do not let your foot turn outward as you push forward, because that is a way your body tries to cheat the movement. By adding these bodyweight exercises to your life, you are not just stretching, but you are building a foundation for pain-free movement. This is the ultimate way to feel stronger and maintain your independence as you get older. Low-impact cardio and strength training are great, but they only work if your joints can actually move through the right range. If you stay consistent with these movements, you will see a massive change in how you feel and move every single day. You do not need any fancy equipment or a gym membership to get your mobility back. All you need is 15 minutes and a little bit of space on the floor to transform how your body feels. Remember that consistency is more important than intensity when it comes to fixing your joints. If you do these movements every morning, you will stop feeling like a prisoner in your own body. Subscribe to the Daily Strength Project now by selecting the logo. If you want to keep improving your body and find more ways to stay mobile, you should watch the next video in this playlist right now. Thanks for being here.